Well, hello and welcome once again to the DCL podcast, where we're inviting you to sit back, relax, and we'll be on our way shortly.
Hi, and welcome back to the DCL podcast, your podcast to cruise a little smarter. I am your host, Christy. You'll note that I'm starting the show, which means, unfortunately, Lake is not with us today, but that's okay. We still have a super fun show, and I'm excited for this one. It's a first-time cruiser. I love first-time cruisers, and they cruised on the Wish as a family of 4. So let's welcome Aramis to the show.
Hi, Christy. How are you? I'm so excited to be here. I'm amazing. Thank you for having me. I'm so excited.
What is your Disney background? Do you have a Disney background?
Yes, we are annual pass holders. We try to go to Disney World about 2 to 3 times a year. So we are Disney Worlders. We've been going together, my husband and I, before we had kids, before we were married. We got engaged in Disney World. So it's our second home. It's our happy place.
Oh, I love that. And then how did you guys decide to transition to take a cruise?
So my dream has always been to take a Disney cruise. To me, it was the epitome of Disney love, I just thought that would be just like something that we were always striving for was a Disney cruise. And so one day my husband pulled me aside and he said, "Hey, I have a surprise for you. It's for your birthday, but I have to give it to you early." And I was like, "Okay, what is going on?" And he printed out the itinerary for our cruise. He had already booked it. He had already paid for it. And he just handed me the paperwork and he's like, "Hey, this is for you. This is for your big 40. And I have to give it to you early because we all need passports."
Oh my God, it makes it even better. The first cruise, but a surprise first cruise.
Surprise. Yes. I cried. It was incredible. Just the thought of having something to look forward to. So he gave it to me in October and we cruised in February.
You know what's fun too is usually we have kids being surprised with the Disney cruise, but now we have an adult being surprised with the Disney cruise. I love that so much.
Yeah, it was incredible. And we did actually end up surprising the kids. We did not tell them that we were going, just as another layer.
How old were your kids at the time of the sailing?
So it was just in this past February. So my son Dominic is 10 and my daughter Maya at the time just turned 5.
Okay. Oh.
I know.
So how did you end up surprising the kids?
So we actually took a Disney trip the week before. So we were in Disney World 6 days before we actually were getting ready to sail. So it was our last day. It was Friday. And we went over to Chef Mickey's for breakfast. And we were like, "Okay, say bye to Disney World." And they said, "Bye, Disney World." And we had our last breakfast. And we actually just drove straight to Port Canaveral.
That's so great. So they didn't know even at that point?
No, did not know.
Did they figure it out like once they saw the ship, or did you guys?
My son's, he's older, he's 10. So he did see on our screen for the directions that we had an hour and he thought that was weird. He didn't say anything, but he did notice. And so when we went over like the big bump and you could see the water, we're like, "Oh, kids, look around." And they took it all in. They're like, "Whoa, where are we?" We're like, "We're going to go on a Disney cruise. Like our vacation isn't over. We have 3 more days left."
Oh, I love that. So you guys usually drive to Disney World?
Yes. So we live in New Orleans. So for us, it's just easier to hop in the car and take a quick 8-hour ride and get to Disney.
And then before we get on the ship, what did you book, if anything, prior to the cruise?
So before we actually took the cruise, I did book the photo package. I wanted to take advantage of that opportunity to meet, I love pictures. I love sharing pictures. And I just thought that was a neat option. I thought the price was great. And that's actually the only thing that I pre-booked. I did want to try to get the Royal Gathering, but I missed out on the opportunity, which was okay.
And then just to talk about that really quick, Royal Gathering is where guests can go and take pictures with princesses. There's typically 5, I believe, and booking for that becomes available 30 days before the cruise, and it is 30 days for everybody. So depending on if you're a first-time cruiser, that's also the day that you're going to do your online check-in to get your boarding group and stuff like that, but then also that is the time you can get the Royal Gathering, and everybody gets the Royal Gathering at the same time. So, and Disney loves to do these things at midnight Eastern time.
We were up at midnight. We were ready and we did everything. We got our booking group and I forgot. I totally forgot. And it was okay. I wasn't upset or anything like that. I was like, you know what, maybe we can try again another time. Or I knew it was an option to also get on the ship and ask, but I didn't do that either. I was okay with missing out. I figured we would have the opportunity to see who we wanted to on board.
And the princesses do still do meet and greets and walk around and are available at other times. So you don't necessarily have to do that, stand in line to take the pictures. Okay, so we arrived to the port. What was that experience like?
It was seamless, honestly. We drove right into the parking garage. We got a great spot. We were about an hour early before our actual embarkation time. So we kind of just took that time to like look at the ship, take it in. We took pictures and videos, in the parking garage. We were so excited. Potty breaks, things like that. And then once it was kind of almost time, so our boarding time was 12:45. I told my husband, I said, let's just try and just get in line. We saw that there was a line there. And actually, we got there around like 12:20 and they took us right away.
Oh, great. Which sometimes, so for the listeners, if the line inside the building isn't too backed up, then they can offer other boarding groups to come in. So it's really just a matter of what is happening inside the port, how strict they are with those boarding group times.
Yeah, I was definitely not expecting it at all.
So you go through security, they check your passports, they confirm everything. You go up the escalator.
And we went and we took pictures. So they told us left, take pictures, right if you want to go eat. So I said, let's take some pictures and let's go see. So we took advantage of, those pictures in front of the backdrop. And we just thought that was so fun. And they really took time to get, a few pictures in. So we love that. And then after pictures, we got on board.
What was that like?
That was what you think it would be like. It was so fun. We gave them our family name and they announced our name. They clapped and just taking in that smell first. And then you just look up, you see the chandelier, you see this giant entry for you. And it just feels so special.
What did the kids think?
I just saw the kids, just like looking up and just taking it all in. Pluto was there and he was waving at us and it was magical. And it feels like how you see on videos. And we just took it all in.
And see, this is why I love first time cruiser trip reports, because it's so fun to like relive this magic. And it's so special. Okay.
I get the chills talking about it.
Yeah. So you look around. Then what did your family do?
And my husband looks at me and he goes, now what? We didn't know what to do. It's different when we're in Disney World. We know where to go, what to do. It was a new experience, not knowing where we were. And I was like, you know what? Let's go check out the kids club. Let's just go see about that. So we had breakfast earlier. We weren't too hungry. So we went ahead and we took advantage of going to the kids club open house.
What did they think of that?
Now, the kids loved it. I had been hoping that they would take to it, but even though they had fun with us there, they did not go back for the duration of the cruise, which was also okay. It was okay. I was hoping that it was all right, but we played. They built a roller coaster and we did some stuff in the Star Wars. When my son walked around the Marvel room, he's a huge Marvel fan. So we walked through all the rooms, we took it all in, and we did have a really good time checking it out.
So let's talk about that for a second so that parents can also get their expectations. The 4-year-old would have been in a little pod of 3 and 4-year-olds moving around the kids club. And I don't know if that made it if that affected how it would go. And then obviously kids 5 to 10 can free roam and, go as they desire throughout the club. So Disney also has like scheduled activities in the kids club where they can do story time or different things like that. And I always feel like for newer cruisers or cruisers where the kids aren't as interested, to try to find one of those activities that the kids would like to do and then try to get them into the club under that. Guys, like, go and do this story time with the Disney character, or they do these different games, like the Magic Floor game and things like that. I'm not saying any of those things, right? But people understand. So sometimes that's good, even for my own son, to get him into the edge now, is find an activity that he would want to do. And then he's more likely to stay once he has something that gets him in. But you want to talk about for a second, and it's perfectly fine to spend time with your kids on vacation. Of course it is. But also sometimes it's nice to have an hour to yourself. So what do you think led them to not go back into the kids club?
I think my daughter was upset that I couldn't be with her. She wanted me there. And, that obviously is a possibility with the kids club. Now, my son, I think he thought he was too. So he's 10, but he might as well be 20. He just thinks he's on a whole nother level. So when he took a look around, he's like, Mom, I just feel like it's too baby for me. He really wanted to go to Edge. Like that interested him way more. And that's why I think he veered away from the kids club for him. So
did you try to wave him into the Edge?
I did not ask about it.
Yeah, so those those years where if like the vibe, I believe, starts 14, if you were 13, you can wave your kid. And I could be wrong on that age. So correct, listeners, look that up yourself. But you can sign your kid if they have space available, if it's not too crowded, to be able to have access to the bigger kids club. So it works the same for the Edge. If your kid is 10, you can wave them up to go to the Edge.
Now, I wish I had known that. He actually made a really good friend on our Castaway Day, and she was hyping up the Edge Club, and he's like, Mom, I wish I could go. And if I had known, he totally would have gone. Oh, well, you know what? Next time now I know.
And this is good that we talk about it so that other listeners can know as well if this pertains to them and their scenario. Okay, so you did open house at the kids club. Then what'd you guys do?
We went to eat. It was time to check out the food. So we went over to Deck 11, tried to get our bearings. We found Marceline Market, but we really wanted to try out Festival of Food. I knew about Donald's Cantina. I'd heard about Donald's Cantina, and I had to go to Donald's Cantina. So I went and grabbed some tacos. I think my husband grabbed a burger, but we all had a great time just seeing the lay of the land, looking at the ice cream, the soft serve. We went through Joy Suites. We really took and walk through all the different spaces just to see what we had, to look forward to.
And then by then, was it time to go to your room? And we didn't even talk about it. What kind of cabin did you book for this cruise?
Oh, we booked a Family Deluxe veranda room. I should say my husband booked that. He wanted us to have, the experience.
So you ate and then you went and checked out your room?
Yep. We went and checked out our room. We loved the space. It was bigger than we thought. We opened up the veranda. We took a look, looked at the port, really got a sense for the space. We love the space. And the kids, obviously, I told them that we would have bunk beds. They were already anticipating the bunk coming from the ceiling. They thought that was so cool. And we really just took a look. We took pictures in the room. We saw, your name's on the TV, just like in Disney World. And it just gives you all of the good feels.
And then do you unpack I don't know if you had your luggage yet, but in general, would you?
We did not get our luggage until later in the afternoon. We're not typically unpacked. I usually just pull out maybe like the outfit I'm going to wear the next day. I like to leave everything in the suitcase. That's just how we travel. Yeah, we don't usually unpack. The only thing I might unpack is, like jewelry, makeup, things like that. But everything else we usually leave in the suitcase.
Well, and those under the bed areas are so big. You can literally leave your stuff in the suitcase, slide it out, get what you need, slide it back under. Easy.
Yeah. You have so much room under the bed. Even the closet space I thought was great. You have tons of storage. If you want to unpack, you have the room.
Yeah. Okay, so then muster drill time?
Muster drill time. We had our muster drill over at 1923. So we went and did that. It was really quick, seamless. Nobody was late. And it was maybe 10, 15 minutes, if that. Pretty quick and painless.
Nice. Perfect. So then after that, do you go up to the sail away party?
You have to go to the sail away party. So we went up. We were, I guess, a little behind. I didn't realize how packed it would be, but that was okay. We still got a good spot on the deck, and we were able to see the screen, and we could see the characters dancing, and it was just fun. And that moment where you hear the horn and they announce that you're officially on vacation, you just I wanted to cry. It was the best.
I love that. Oh, good. Too, you had a long way to go from 1923 up to the pool deck. That was a lot of flights that you had to go up.
We had flights and, the elevator situation was a little backed up. So, but, it is what it is. And plus, too, everyone's going to the same place at the same time. So we get it. Yeah.
So then after that, were you first dining or second dining?
First dining, time. So we did the party and then we went and walked around. We literally just pulled on every door. We looked at the theaters, the movie theaters. We just kind of got a lay of the land, and we just wanted to, explore. And we love to do that, especially even in Disney World, just like try out new resorts we haven't done and just walk around. So we did that for like an hour or so. We just walked up and down just to see what there was. And we had a lot of fun just opening doors.
That's great. And so, I don't think this is something we talk about much, but some people are super into coordinated outfits and dressing up for first night dinner, or requesting a dining rotation, or making sure certain outfits are for certain restaurants. What was your guys' plan for that? Did you plan out different dinner outfits? That first day, did you wear the same thing?
So that first day, I probably didn't manage my time as well as I should have. I was a little influenced to get that free bracelet, and I wish I had not done that. So we honestly had no time to change. Even if I had an outfit, we did that. I think it was for 5 or 5:15, and it took us right up to dining. So we did not have time to change if we had.
Why don't you talk about that bracelet for a second? Just what it was, and give the listeners idea.
Oh man. Sure. So you'll see it all over social media. I was influenced to go get it. So it's a free charm bracelet that you can get from Diamonds International. The only thing is that it's a sales pitch. You will be sitting there for about a half hour. Now they do give away prizes, and it is fun to see if you might win. You put your name in for a drawing, but it took a long time, and time that I don't think we had to sit on a 3-day cruise and listen to this presentation. After the actual presentation in the Luna bar, they actually took us all on a field trip to the actual jewelry store and packed us all in there as well. So then that was another 15 to 20 minutes inside the actual store to do another drawing and to get another charm. So we did end up with the bracelet and the charm, but the amount of time that it took, I felt so bad. I apologized to my husband and the kids. The kids had fun, they're really easygoing, but I felt like it was not the best use of the limited time that we had.
I can understand. Well, it's good to know though, and it's good for other listeners to know so that they can make a decision whether this makes sense or not.
Yeah, on social media, they say, oh, it's a free cruise gift that you can get. And so I think that's where the oh man, you can get something for free, but nothing in life is free. You're definitely paying in your time, and it's time you don't have on a 3-day cruise.
No, that makes sense. Okay, so then it was dinner time, and what was your dining rotation?
So we had 1923 our first night, we had Marvel on our second night, and then we finished off the cruise with Arendelle.
Sometimes we'll go back and forth and just stick with dining or stick with different activities. But I think because it's a 3-night cruise, we're just going to keep going day by day. So we'll go through each of the days separately. So 1923, what'd you guys think?
I thought it was yummy. We had a great meal. I had the filet. It was cooked to perfection. I ate most of it. And my husband got the prime rib or the ribeye. And he liked it too. The kids were satisfied. They loved that we could also get dessert. So ice cream sundaes for everyone. And we had a really good meal. We were on the Disney side. And so we had a lot of stuff to look at. The servers encouraged us to walk around if we wanted. And, we had a really, really great meal. It was a good way to end, a travel day, a new experience day. It kind of was like that calm, more relaxed meal that I think we kind of needed.
And was your family sat with anybody else, or did you have your own table?
We had our own table the whole time. So we were kind of tucked away in a corner. There was a large us that we dined with, every day, and they kind of had their own thing. So we were always at our own family table.
Okay, great. All right. So after dinner, did you go to the show?
We did not. And I'm so sad we missed it because I think it's your favorite.
I love that little show so much.
I wish we had.
It is your cruise. You can do what you want.
We were too tired. And I think having 6 days in Disney World, you have those early mornings and later nights, we were done. So I can't remember if we went back over to Festival of Foods, maybe for some more soft serve. And then we called it a night.
Totally fair. So then the next day, are you in Nassau the next day?
We're in Nassau the next day, and we already knew beforehand that we were not getting off the ship on Nassau Day. We wanted to spend time on the ship. So we woke up that morning and we put bathing suits on, and we knew we would be swimming, we were doing all of the water things.
And how did that live up to your expectation?
We had a lot of fun. on deck, looking at funnel vision, that big, huge screen. The pools that are smaller, but, we had fun. We got to ride the Aqua Mouse, and it did go down a couple of times, but that was okay. We got to ride it. And we just, we really just stayed on deck all day almost.
That's perfect. And then did you eat deck food again?
We ate deck food again. I kind of did a combination of Marceline and deck food because we hadn't really explored market too much. We did go there for breakfast and we had fun kind of looking at the food and the different offerings. I think I did have, Chinese fried rice for breakfast that day.
Awesome. I love that they offer different things.
I do too. The selection is incredible over at Marceline. Really anything you want is there.
So did you stay in the pool all the way until it was time to get ready for dinner?
We stayed in the pool. This was also our pirate night. So we did want to get dressed. Now, it also was Valentine's Day. So we had Valentine's outfits on. So we went and did the pool around lunchish time. We took a break, went to the room, took showers, all those things. And then we actually went and took pictures with characters.
Oh, in your Valentine's outfits?
Yes. And I regretted it because I didn't realize that the characters would also have pirate outfits on. And we did have a matching coordinating pirate family outfit. And I didn't realize that they come out in their outfits early. And if I would have known, we probably would have been wearing different things. It's not a big deal, but just, something for future to note. They're wearing those pirate outfits all day.
What time do you think that was?
That was maybe around 2 or 3 in the afternoon.
So did they do anything else on the ship for Valentine's Day?
They had, I think, special drinks, a special popcorn bucket. They might have had something over at Joyful Sweets too, but no celebration that I could think of. We did get a Valentine's Day card in our room from our room attendant. So we did have that, but I didn't notice anything special for Valentine's Day, but also I wasn't looking. So maybe. Oh, but they did have a craft. I'm sorry. We did do a Valentine's Day craft with my daughter that day.
And what was the craft?
We got construction paper. It was a room and it was full of people, and we got construction paper, just like different little arts and bits, little arty crafts. And we were able to make little Valentine's Day cards, scratch, puffy paint, you name it. They had it. And we just sat there for like an hour and we made Valentine's Day cards.
Oh, I love that.
I know. I forgot we did that. It was so fun. My daughter loved it. And while me and her were doing that, my son and husband were doing the cruise game that you can do on the app. So they walked around and they did that.
Do you know if they finished it?
They did not finish.
I feel like the game on the Wish ships is very difficult to finish.
Really?
And so I think most people don't finish it. It's not like on the Dream class where they have the midship detective that literally can be finished by even kids on their own, but that's good. Did they have fun?
They had fun. Yeah. We had a lot of fun. My daughter had fun with the craft. My son had fun running around the ship with his dad, and we had a great time.
And then was it dinner time next?
Yes, it was almost dinner time. And you know what, Chrissy, I forgot. I went and got a pedicure in between all that.
Oh, yay. What did you think?
I had the fire and ice pedicure, and it was incredible. It was an hour, and I was able to just relax for a little bit. And I did set that up the day before.
And was that at the Tangled Salon?
I had an incredible pedicurist. She was so sweet, so endearing. I had a great time, chatting with her. And yeah, and the salon itself is so nice and welcoming.
It's very pretty too.
The theming is precious.
So then are we off to the Marvel dinner?
Yes, then we're off to dinner. So we changed into our pirate outfits for the night and we went over to Marvel. And we had so much fun at the Marvel restaurant. It was incredible.
I love that. And then what'd you guys do?
We went over to the pirate party, the first one. We went to the one with all the characters, and we did that. I think maybe it was an hour. Can't remember. But we watched all the characters and we did the pirate thing, and we had so much fun watching it.
I love that.
It was a good time.
And then did you go to the show?
We did. So we had Little Mermaid that evening. It was the 8:30 show. Of course, you have to get popcorn and snacks. So we waited in line for that. Now, I didn't realize you had to get there as early as you did to snag a seat. So unfortunately, all seating was gone by the time we made it into the theater. Yeah. So it was standing room only.
Wow. I don't think I've heard that in a while, and for the Little Mermaid show too. So So you have popcorn and snacks and no movie to see or no show to see.
Popcorn and well, actually, we went and I don't know if this is right or wrong, but we went and sat in a little corner and we just watched from there out of the way, and actually a cast member came and checked on me and I asked her, I'm like, is this okay? I'm not sure. And she's like, not really. And I didn't see her face. It's dark in the theater, but I remembered her when she said it. She said, how's your daughter? She had asked for a Band-Aid while we were doing the Valentine's Day craft and she remembered us. And she left, she came back and she goes, follow me. And she found us seats. She said, there's 2 seats here. She said, you take the baby, put her on your lap, and you have your son sit next to you, and you guys should be okay. So she grabbed us 2 seats up in the theater. I was so thankful and grateful, and she was just so sweet and kind to remember us. And so we were able to watch the show from seats.
Oh, that's good.
I know. It was really a nice moment.
And what'd you guys think?
We love the show, and especially my daughter, my 4-year-old, she thought that Sebastian was the funniest thing she'd ever seen. I mean, she was bursting out laughing, holding her tummy. She thought it was funny. Every time that he screamed, she was like, Mom, is he going to do it again? Tell me he's going to do it again. Funny. But the show was really, really good. It was so enjoyable. It's quick. It's just an hour. After that, we were ready to hit the hay.
So no pirate parlay for you all.
We did not make it to the pirate parlay, and I'm really sad about it. I almost went to go watch the fireworks on my own, but I also felt like I was out of gas for the day. So, we went to bed. I didn't realize it was at 10:15. It's a really late show.
And the fireworks aren't until like 10:30 or 10:40 or something. So, yeah.
Oh gosh. Yeah, no. We didn't make it. No. I mean, I remember I was getting into bed like around 10. So
then the next day, is this Castaway Day?
Next day is Castaway Day. We were so excited. So we were up super early, went and grabbed breakfast, and we wanted to be one of the first families out. So I think we could get off around 8:30, if I'm not mistaken. So we went and ate really quick and we were ready to go. I had my tote bag, I had all the things, and I just didn't know what to expect, but I knew that it was going to be good, and it lived up to every expectation that we had.
Oh, yay. So where did you guys park yourselves for the day?
We did not venture far. So as soon as we got off the ship, you take your pictures as soon as you get off. We parked ourselves at that very first beach you can as soon as right after the path. And there was a beach right there, and the kids ran. So we found some chairs and we moved them up to the water and we just had the best time. But we did also buy shovels and sand buckets at the store on the way because
they're so cute
and affordable for Disney.
They're not that bad. You're right.
No, the shovels in the castle set, it's a big castle mold. And it also comes with the shovel. I think it was like $4.99, something silly. Like we didn't mind getting them all the things while we were. I did not pack it.
But yeah, it doesn't seem that far off.
Yeah, the price was not bad. I might be wrong on the price, but it was, when I looked at the tag, I was like, yeah, you can have this, of course.
And the other things that got me, but I mean, now this was 10 years ago and my son still has these, but they had those like plastic, like bath toy. They have cars, and then they had the classic characters. So, and it has a ship on there. And so, yeah, we still have them. He still plays with them in the sand. Like my husband and son are at the beach today and his cars were in there and he'll probably be driving that on the sand even at 12. So you know what? I think we got our money's worth out of that toy.
You did. Yeah. Yeah. The kids love it.
So, and did they go in the water?
Yes. So they went into the water. They were ready. So we've never really taken them to a beach other than the Polynesian. So this was their first time.
Which is not because you can't go in that water.
Yeah, it's true. You cannot go in that water. But, it's really the first time that, my daughter's ever really touched sand like that. So she actually had a really sweet moment with Minnie Mouse, which we can talk about. But she had so much. She ran right in. My son ran right in. My husband went in after them. It was a little too cold for me personally. It was
in February,
but people were in there. They were having a grand old time. Cold for me. I definitely, got some color and sat on the sand in my chair and I just watched.
Yeah, totally. You get to choose your own adventure. You get to decide to go in or not. You get to pick.
I opted for the pina colada when they came and asked, and I just sat and watched everything.
Gotta love a beach drink.
Oh man, it was the best.
And what about Minnie Mouse? What happened with Minnie Mouse?
So on the walk to the actual beach, my daughter's 4. They have meltdowns. And she had a meltdown over the sand and her flip-flops, and it was you name it, she was feeling that feeling. And Minnie Mouse and Pluto were walking next to us as we were walking to the beach, and her photo spot was on the way to the actual beach. And we were first in line because, like I said, we were one of the first people off the ship. And, she was having a full meltdown fit. I could just, see it, the tears, everything. And I said, Minnie, she's never been in sand before, so she's having a moment. And Minnie bent down and just gave her the biggest hug. And just hugging on Minnie Mouse, tears went away, the tantrum stopped, and she was laughing and happy. And it was the best. It was incredible. And she was happy and ready to continue on after she had that hug from me. It just set the tone for the rest of the day.
I mean, I feel like I have similar reactions sometimes with hugs from Minnie Mouse. So I understand. Oh, that's so magical.
It was the sweetest. And she's like, Mommy, hugging Minnie Mouse made it better. And I'm like, I know, baby, it did. I was like, I might need one of those.
And then did you guys have any of the photographers come along while you were at the beach? Like where they come by the water?
I did see them along the water. My daughter did have to take a potty break, I think around the time that they might have come to check on us. I had asked my husband if he would take pictures with my son, and he was like, absolutely not. I'm not taking pictures, in my bathing suit, but I get it. So we didn't get any pictures of us like on the actual water by the professional Disney photographers. I just had the ones I took on my phone.
Which is totally fair. I do love that they offer it if it works out timing wise, to get them. And sometimes they have magic shots. Like I have a magic shot of me in the water with like stuff. I think Mickey and Minnie or something are paragliding above my head, parasailing above my head. But yeah, just like different cute stuff like that, which is fun.
That's neat.
So you'll have to see next time maybe.
I will.
So did you basically spend the whole day there at the beach?
Yes, we spent the whole day at the beach. We did not explore anything. And I think I even told my husband, I was watching some video on YouTube recently, and I was like, I think we missed out on a ton of stuff over at Castaway. And he's like, oh, maybe, maybe next time. But it was perfect for us. The beach, the water, the sun, the weather was gorgeous that day. It was just absolutely perfect. We had the best time on the beach. And it was honestly, probably leaving would have ruined all the fun we were having.
So then you go back to did you eat on the beach? I guess you would have eaten at Cookies.
We ate at Cookies. Cookies tries hard.
That is a very fair assessment.
Yeah, I wanted to love the food at Cookies, but the food there left a lot to be desired. We did try to eat, but we were like, you know what? We can get better food on the ship. So we kind of nibbled and we went back to the ship.
It's a fair assessment. So did you go back and shower first or just go right up to the pool deck when you finally went back to the ship?
We went right back up to the pool deck.
Did you get more Donald's Cantina?
Actually, I think I got a burger and chicken strips. But I think my son, he had made a friend on the beach. And so they really wanted to go try the mango and blueberry soft serve. So we had plans to go straight there. And we got more food, soft serve, and then we went right back into the pools and Aqua Mouse again just to take advantage. We were already in suits, so you might as well.
Perfect way to spend the day. Did anything else happen before dinner that day?
No, I don't think so. We might have gone and showered and done more pictures. I think we did. We did do more pictures with characters that day, but not too much. We weren't able to hit anything else, major.
And then how was dinner at Arendelle?
Dinner, that was the best one. The show, the characters, the singing. It was actually my favorite food that we had. It just tasted the freshest. I don't know, but we really soaked it all up. My daughter loves, of course, she loves Elsa and Anna. So being able to sing, and then, when you throw the towel in the air, the little coloring activity that they give them too was really fun for her. If you give her crayons and something to color, she'll sit there and she'll do it. So that was really cute. It's shaped like a little Arendellian flag. And she was able to do that. I meant to keep it. But that was the best. The show, the singing, the atmosphere. We just really, really enjoyed our time in Arendelle.
And then after dinner, did you do more pictures?
After dinner, we did more pictures. And that's kind of one thing I wish I would have known. You can dress up a little bit nicer on that last night to get those family portraits. So I did not know that. So my son was in like a Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle shirt and gym shorts. But we did take advantage of the pictures. So they have these really beautiful photo backdrops of the Wish. So we were able to take pictures on the staircase with, it was just so nice to be able to have that as an option. I love all the pictures that we took, especially with the backdrop of the Wish. It's a gorgeous backdrop. The pictures are stunning. And I was able to get, like a really, really nice family portrait of the four of us.
Oh, and then
The two of us.
I'm sorry?
And pictures of just me and my husband. The photographers are so nice to just be like, okay, mom and dad, and so we were able to get a really sweet picture of just me and my husband too.
So we're getting near the end of the photography portion of the cruise. Do you feel like the photo package was worth it?
For us, yes. I think we got almost 200 pictures. I didn't have to worry about pulling my phone out, or having someone else take the picture for me, I feel like that's just a waste of time. And I just have a professional photographer do it for us. And they set us up in different, configurations, just kids, whole family, just mom and dad, every single time. And for me, it was well worth the money just to have that peace of mind that I knew I was getting those mementos from the trip and I didn't have to be on my phone the whole time.
Yeah, that's so nice. 200 photos is a lot.
A ton.
For a 3-night cruise. That's amazing.
I know.
And then for people that don't know, you can pre-reserve the photo package and save 10%. And if you decide you don't want to go forward with it, you can cancel it on the cruise. You can also change it to like a 10 photo package or a 20 photo package. I think it's 20. It might be 15. But there's a couple of different packages. So if you didn't get so many pictures or you all didn't feel like standing in line for photos or it just didn't work out, right? You can change what you have. And I just like the flexibility of that. But you can get the photo package and then sort of decide as you go whether or not it makes sense. You just can't download any. So don't download any pictures before you decide to cancel it. Because if you download any, then you're committed to it. Okay, so then did you go to the show the last night?
We did not go to the show the last night. We had to, now we don't unpack, but we did have tons of souvenirs, tons of things were just everywhere. So it's kind of a bummer, but we had to pack.
Yeah, no, it's a 3-night cruise, so it's just
no
done. What kind of stuff did you guys buy besides the sand toys?
Bought sand toys, which those were not collapsible, so we had to find a way to rig fitting them in our suitcase. Thank goodness we drove, so we could just carry it off anyways. But Evie, the stuffed animal. My daughter came home with a giant Captain Mini, the biggest one you can get. We got t-shirts at Castaway. We got tote bags. We also did get that cooler with the water. So we had that too to pack away. We had magnets, keychains. I didn't know if it would be our last sailing, so I really wanted to get all the things.
I love it. I mean, you should. Right? This is your vacation. It was your 40th birthday. Did you guys do anything like different besides the cruise or anything specifically for your 40th during the cruise?
No, we didn't do anything specific for the 40th. I guess just the trip itself. But, I definitely did. My birthday's at the very end of December. So we did celebrate, at the time. So I don't know. No, we didn't do anything. No cake or anything like that on the cruise, but that was okay.
Yeah. And your cake would probably have been similar to your Castaway experience. Lovely thought. So, with the food. So
the cake tried hard.
The cake would have tried hard. So it's not such a horrible choice there. Were there any other activities that we didn't discuss that you can think of that you did? I mean, we went through a lot.
Yeah, we did go through a lot. The only thing I did was that pedicure that I did on my own. No, there was nothing else. I really wish we would have had time to do more activities. I would have loved to have done like a trivia or a silent disco or something like that, but we just never had the time.
Well, and then some of that stuff's later at night and you want to get your sleep so you can start the day fresh and not just be dragging the whole entire time. What advice would you have for first-time cruisers going on a Disney cruise?
I would say definitely check into Facebook, find your group. They had so much knowledge. Most of the people in there aren't first timers and they can kind of give you some tips. And you know what, Chrissy, I'm remembering, we did do one activity that I did not talk about, and that was pixie dusting. We didn't sign up for the actual Facebook group, but I did bring like a big bag of little Funko Pop figures. And I had our stateroom on them. I did like a little caricature of the kids. They had so much fun walking through the hallways, looking at the doors, putting them in everyone's fish extenders. And my daughter especially had so much fun. She actually wanted to hand them out personally to children. So one day we were in the bathroom at Marvel, and she gave a little girl one of our Pixie Dustings. And she said, please tell me what stateroom you're in, and I'll come back and I'll put some in your fish extender. And so they had so much fun walking up and down and doing that. And without the pressure of being on an actual list, I had thought that maybe this would be like a no pressure way to still be able to give that experience to the kiddos, but also not have to like bring on tons of bags of toys for children.
And did they get anything in themselves back?
Every day in our fish extender, we had prizes for the kids. Yeah. Every day they had something to look forward to. That was honestly one of the most fun things for them, was opening the door in the morning and checking the fish extender to see what was inside.
I love that. What was the best food you had on the cruise?
For me, the best food we had was at Arendelle and Festival of Foods.
What specifically were your favorite things there?
My favorite things at the Festival of Foods are the burgers. I mean, they are grilling them special for you. They are not, bulk cooked. You can taste how fresh it is. It's so good. The chicken strips, the Mickey churros over at Marceline, you have to have, they're incredible. My husband really liked the pizza. I thought it was pretty good. My son was a burger fanatic, and my daughter, she loved fruit and stuff that you can get over at Marceline, because you can't get anything really fresh at Festival of Food. So we would take a little walk over to Marceline to get, like fruit, and like she liked the little Jello cubes that they had over there as well. And so that was really fun for her.
Did you have a favorite cast interaction?
My favorite cast interaction. So the cast member who helped us get the seats for Ariel has very high marks. I do not remember her name. I do know she was from Jamaica. The girl who did my pedicure, her name was T. She was an absolute sweetheart. Just the sweetest. She had so many good tips. She had so many good stories. When you talk to a cast member, you just get so curious about what it's like working on it. And she was just able to answer all of those little questions that I had about how it works. And our servers were really, really nice. Rashman and Flavia, and they were sweethearts as well. They really catered to the kids, and they were just nice people.
What do you think your favorite moment was of the cruise for your family?
My favorite moment probably had to be Minnie's magical hug for my daughter. The sail away party, where all four of us could kind of enjoy that time and soak it up. And honestly, just being together and spending that time, something so simple, just like hearing the music play all around the ship, it just kind of makes you so happy. I know. You just feel like you are in the magic. You feel happier. To me, just honestly, just being on the ship, and whatever they have, that scent that is just flowing everywhere, you just feel so good.
So what is next for your family? Do you have another cruise book? Do you think you'll book another one?
So my husband went ahead and he did a placeholder. He fell in love with it, just like he would. So we have another trip booked, another cruise for February again next year. This one the kids know about, so no surprises there, but it is another 3-nighter. I was really hoping for 4, but that's okay. We're also going to back it up with another Disney trip. So it is going to be a longer trip, but a little sea and then land.
And so are you going back then on the Wish?
Yes, we're going to go back on. But the plan is one day to go longer. I'm already looking at, 5 and 7, and I really want to try the Destiny or the Fantasy.
Both really good ships. I mean, all the Disney ships are great, right?
Well, I can't imagine you can pick wrong, but
exactly.
But yeah, that's what I'm looking forward to. I have a 2-week sabbatical coming up at work this year, so I'm hoping to maybe be able to do a longer cruise along my sabbatical.
Well, thank you for coming on and sharing your cruise experience with us, and we really appreciate it.
Thank you so much. It was so exciting to talk to you and happy to be here.
Well, that's going to do it for this episode of the DCL podcast. We hope that you enjoyed this first-time trip report. If you would like to find me on the internet, you can find me Pack Your Pixie Dust all over the internet, and you can find Lake at MouseGen on Instagram and YouTube. You can find the podcast at DCL Podcast. If you would like to fill out a trip report, you can do so in the show notes. There is a link for filling out a request to do your own trip report. And if you would like to work with me to book a future cruise, there is also a link in the show notes for doing that. That's going to do it for this episode. We'll see you next time on the DCL podcast. Bye, everyone.
Well, it's going to wrap up the show. Once again, we want to thank Aramis for coming on and sharing their family's experience on the Disney Wish. If you're enjoying the show, we greatly appreciate you leaving us a 5-star review on Apple Podcasts. We'd also like to thank our Patreons who help make this show happen each and every week for us. You too can help support the show by visiting us at patreon.com/DCL podcast. Whether you're boarding a cruise, enjoying a trip to the parks, or adventuring outside of Disney, on behalf of myself, Christy, and Steve, we want to wish you smooth sailing and safe travels. And we'll see you next time on the DCL podcast.
The DCL podcast is not affiliated with the Disney Cruise Line, Walt Disney Company, Adventures by Disney, or Run Disney. All of the opinions expressed on our shows are those of the hosts and the guests who appear on the show. If you have any questions about any of these products, please contact the Walt Disney Company.